Okay. All right. Welcome, Susan. I'm so excited to have you here. I am Julia O'Grady, and I'm the owner and president of ITM Events. And I am excited to introduce you all to Susan, one of our clients from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Ottawa. And we are working on an event with them. So I really want to take an opportunity to feature the organization and also the event that we're working on. So Susan, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and the organization?
Sure. Yeah, sure. So as Julia said, I'm Susan Ingram. I'm the Executive Director for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Ottawa. And I've been with the agency 9 years and almost 9 years, starting in January. Our agency, Big Brothers Big Sisters, we create mentoring relationships for youth aged 6 to 24. And we provide these wonderful relationships for them through these wonderful volunteers that provide hours and their time as mentors.
Amazing. So as a former Big Sister myself and a president of one of the divisions of Big Sisters, I understand what mentoring looks like when it involves partnering with a child in that way. And I've seen the benefits of it because my little sister is excelling in life and doing amazing things. And I'm proud to say that I was a small part of that.
Yeah.
So I think people have a hard time understanding what mentoring means when it comes to that kind of relationship. We hear about mentoring all the time in business and, in large companies, and you mentor with, people who've been there forever and how that, brings in new people into the company. But what does that look like when it comes to children and providing that support and, guidance with the children?
Yeah, you're right. It is different. And when we talk about, it's hard to conceptualize mentoring, right? It's not something tangible that you can imagine in your head what that looks like or what that is. And for youth, I mean, it's really about building healthy relationships. That's what Big Brothers Big Sisters does, right? We facilitate and bring together and build healthy relationships for young people. But what does that mean? What does a healthy relationship mean? And what does and it's really specifically around one-to-one. Well, part of that is it's learning about how to have healthy relationships. And we know that youth who have healthy relationships with it really helps with buffering toxic stress. That's one big thing. And toxic stress, all of us experience that in one way or another. But for young people, it's how do they manage that and how do they navigate that when they're young? And having a person in their life that they can talk to regularly and who they can count on really helps them with that. And it helps build those relationships. But what we know is that healthy relationships and these one-to-one relationships specifically for our youth helps develop their emotional competency. It helps them feel stronger and healthier. It helps with their identity and social inclusion. So that's one of the big pieces that it really impacts. The second big piece is their mental health, right? And so what we know is that it helps them to really connect with others. It helps them talk about if they have anxiety, talk about how they're feeling. Having that relationship really brings them to that place where they can feel that they can trust and they can feel like somebody cares about them. And that really helps with their mental health. And the third big piece that we know impacts our youth and that they talk about a lot is that they feel more connected. It's about school, it's about learning, it's about employability, finding jobs, having that confidence. And so they feel more connected in school. They make better decisions. They don't have as risky behaviors. They just feel, I think part of it is they feel loved. They feel that somebody can count on, and it really helps build who they are over time.
I love that. How can we differentiate? I don't know, I seem to see that there's a lot of confusion between Big Brothers Big Sisters and other children's organizations. Yeah. What's different between what you guys offer to the youth versus what some of the other organizations offer? What makes you guys stand out?
The big difference for Big Brothers Big Sisters is, there are other organizations that we don't offer programs after school in gymnasiums, let's say, or we don't have clubhouses. The work that we do, and this is why it's hard to talk, it's hard to kind of explain to people what we do, because what we do happens out in the community. These relationships that we're building and that are you know, flourishing are happening out in the community, one-on-one between a big and a little, or a mentee and a mentor. It's not happening in a clubhouse where they're learning a sport, or they're playing, you know, ping pong, or having a workshop about school. That's the big difference for us. It's happening out in the community. So it's really important for us to be able to tell those stories, right? It's about the stories, and it's about those relationships that we're creating. So that would be the biggest difference. We're one of the only organizations across Canada that provides one-to-one programming out in the community. You can provide it in a school setting, which we do also, but you can provide it in a rec center, you can provide it in gymnasium, but really we provide it out in the community. And that's what our social workers do, right? They're the ones building those relationships and helping to continue those relationships and support them to make sure they're healthy, and that they go on for whenever, as long as they need us, and then that they're able to go out on their own and just, you know, be part of each other's lives after, like you were talking about, right?
Yes.
That you're now part of each other's lives, and you don't need big brothers, big sisters anymore. And that's the ultimate goal for us, right? But that's really what the difference is for us. We do get confused a lot with other organizations, but really it's about the one-to-one relationship building that we provide.
Amazing. All right, so we are working on several events with you guys coming up over this next year, but we have one coming up next week, next Tuesday, that I'm super excited about. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Big Brothers Big Sisters breakfast, what it's all about, and what the purpose is, and why it's important in 2020.
Sure. So this is our third year running our breakfast fundraiser, and it's an event that is meant to, like I was talking about before, right, tell our stories. It's really for us to be able to talk to our community about who we are, what we do, and to show you how important it is for our youth to have these mentors, and how important it is that we need your support. So that's what the breakfast fundraiser is. So it's a really amazing 1 hour from like 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning, where you get to hear these really amazing stories, and you feel really good at the end of that hour, and you have an amazing day, basically. And so, but the goal is to raise money for us to be able to continue offering our programs. And this year, it's a really important year for us. One, it's our 50th anniversary, right? We started back in 1970 with 10 big brothers, and here we are in 2020, and we're serving up to 1,000 youth. So it's amazing that we've grown so much in 50 years in Ottawa. But the second big piece, obviously, it's COVID year, which we weren't planning on for our 50th anniversary. But it's offered some challenges for us, right? I'll be very honest. How do we fundraise in this new environment? And so we're doing it virtual. We're having this amazing, with your help, with ITM Events help, we're having this virtual breakfast fundraiser. But the great thing is our stories, we can still tell our stories virtually. We can still celebrate our 50th anniversary that we didn't get to do earlier in the year. We're going to be able to see some great photos and hear from some great people who've been around for a while with us. And so that's really the goal, is for us to celebrate with you, and to ask for your help for going into next year, and so that we can have another 50 years of providing these wonderful relationships for our kids.
Amazing. So the breakfast is coming up on Tuesday. Can people still register? And if so, can you tell them where they can register and what they can expect?
Yeah, so registration's open until this Friday, November 20th. And you can go to our website. So you can go to BBBSO.ca and go to events, and you should be able to get the link to be able to register for the breakfast. If you can't register, and also if you want to have breakfast delivered to you, because we are offering a breakfast of bagels and coffee, you need to register. I believe you need to have your address and register by this Thursday, the 19th. However, if you're not able to do that, you can also watch us. We're live streaming on Instagram and on Facebook on the day of, which is November 24th. from 8:30 to 9:30. So you can check us out there, and you can still donate by watching us through Instagram and Facebook. So, but we would love the support. It's our 50th, we're celebrating, and we want to go into 2021 with a bang. So hopefully everybody can stay connected with us and help us out.
Great. All right. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited that we're able to share this message and get everyone excited about the breakfast. And we hope that all of you will join us on Tuesday morning. We will be posting photos and stuff, as we always do at our events, from behind the scenes, so you guys can see what we're doing and what the space looks like, especially now that it's virtual. It's a totally different world for our team as well. So this is what we call actually a hybrid event, because we'll be working live in the conference room with Susan and the rest of her team, as well as our MC and some of our guest speakers, and then streaming it live onto Facebook and Instagram, which is going to be so much fun. All right, thanks for joining us, Susan. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Julia.
Okay, thank you.